never stop reading the Bible. We're looking specifically at chapters 19, 20, and 21. Okay, so let's jump right into Proverbs 19 then. This chapter seems to set the stage, really contrasting the righteous and the wicked in sort of individual lives. It emphasizes that sticking to God's word brings blessings. What's the core message here about our personal conduct?
Well, Proverbs 19 is incredibly direct about integrity. It basically says integrity is the foundation for real relationships. You know, things like being diligent, being generous. These lead to genuine connections. It even mentions many seek the favor of a generous man. It suggests it's not just nice, it's almost providentially smart in how you build community.
So it's about living it out, not just saying you believe something. And what about the other side? The things that break down that trust?
Oh, absolutely. The chapter doesn't hold back there. Things like lying, being a false witness. It says flat out they won't go unpunished, they'll lose respect, lose status. And quick tempers, too. It warns that if you have a hot temper, you're just setting yourself up for repeated problems. It makes it clear these aren't just minor flaws, they really erode your standing.
Yeah, that makes sense. It also highlights some specific things like finding a diligent wife being a blessing from God and helping the poor. It says that's like lending to the Lord himself, and he'll repay. What's the deeper point there?
I think it speaks to God recognizing these virtuous actions, right? But also partnership. The diligent wife isn't just about harmony. It's about a shared effort, a partnership that builds life up. And helping the poor, framing it as lending to God, elevates it beyond just charity. It's like a spiritual investment. It really asks us, are we pursuing these things, not just because we should, but as paths to actual blessing?
But then there are these stark warnings too. Laziness leads to hunger, it says, and abusing parents brings shame. Those seem like really serious long-term consequences.
Exactly. It's not just about immediate problems. It's about a deeper decline, morally and spiritually. Laziness isn't just unproductive. It's resisting diligence, leading to poverty, and disrespecting parents that tears at the very fabric of family and society, which is foundational in Proverbs. It undermines everything.
So putting it all together for chapter 19, what's the path to, lasting success, the main takeaway?
It really boils down to prioritizing God's wisdom over, let's say, foolish worldly advice. The phrase, "the fear of the Lord leads to life," is key. And fear here isn't about being scared. It's reverence. Recognizing God's authority and wisdom, it means being humble enough to listen to the right counsel, which the text insists is the truly intelligent way to live, leading to a genuinely flourishing life.
That's a really practical foundation.
Yeah.
And it leads us nicely into Proverbs 20. If chapter 19 sets the stage, chapter 20 seems to get more specific about what that fear of the Lord looks like day to day, especially around self-control.
Yes, exactly. Moderation is a huge theme in Proverbs 20, temperance. It starts right off warning about wine and strong drink, how they lead to mockery and brawling. A wise person is careful there. They also avoid stirring up conflict, avoid slander. Do not associate with a simple babbler, it says. And crucially, they work hard when it's time to work. Diligence again. It's all about responsible conduct, self-control.
So a picture of someone thoughtful, measured, avoiding extremes.
Precisely. And it extends that to wealth, too. It warns strongly against getting rich through unjust means. An inheritance gained hastily will not be blessed in the end. It stresses that how you get things matters just as much, maybe more, than what you have. It's a reminder that real blessing involves integrity, not just accumulation.
Right, the moral compass and how we handle money and resources. Does it say anything for people in charge, like leaders?
Oh, definitely. And it's incredibly relevant still. It talks about a king scattering evil with his eyes, ruling with kindness and truth. It suggests true authority comes from integrity and justice, not power plays. It's a timeless call for leaders to uphold what's right and protect people, not just look out for themselves.
That flows perfectly into chapter 21, where it feels like the consequences really crystallize. This chapter contrasts the wicked and the righteous again, but with this strong emphasis on God's judgment. What's the big idea about how God sees us?
Well, what's really striking is the line, "Every way of a man is right in his own eyes, but the Lord weighs the heart." It means God sees everything, not just our actions, but our hidden motives, our intentions. That changes everything, doesn't it? It's not about just appearing good. And it also says, to do righteousness and justice is more acceptable than sacrifice. That's huge. It means ethical living, real action, matters more to God than just going through religious motions. It cuts right through hypocrisy.
Wow. So it's a warning against just putting on a show. And For those who keep choosing the wrong path, what's their outcome according to chapter 21?
The chapter is pretty blunt. Getting treasures by lying, it's called a fleeting vapor, a snare of death. People who are violent, deceptive, arrogant, those who despise wisdom, they're headed for destruction, for trouble. It lays out a clear cause and effect. Unrighteous actions lead to ruin, a kind of futility.
But then there's the flip side for the righteous. What does their life look like?
A totally different path. They find joy in doing what's right. They achieve glory through righteousness and kindness. Their house, or tent, flourishes, it says. They're careful with their words, which helps them avoid trouble. While the wicked are lazy and end up in ruin, the righteous are diligent, they prepare, and ultimately, with God's help, they live a victorious, flourishing life. Their integrity and wisdom actually lead to peace and success in a way the wicked just can't access.
It really brings it home that our actions, even our hidden thoughts, have these deep consequences, and that God sees it all. It makes living righteously not just about avoiding bad stuff, but about finding real joy and fulfillment. This deep dive was sourced from the Setter Studio.